Tucked away in the western part of Baltimore County, there lies a piece of Cold War history ready to be explored. Activated in 1954, the Nike missile site BA-79 was one of roughly 15 Nike missile sites surrounding the Washington, D.C. and Baltimore area. Today, the site is home to the Civil Air Patrol's Maryland Wing headquarters. Here to share some of the history and current work at the site, we have Chief Master Sergeant Tom Reed.
Nike missile sites, there was actually 265 of them spread throughout the continental United States and Alaska, and they were designed to defend against Soviet bombers during the Cold War. So you're talking about 1954 to about 1974, they were active in the U.S.
Okay.
Interesting. Locally, think about it, we're 30 minutes from Baltimore, and there was nuclear warheads stored here. And the mission was, if Soviet bombers would come across the North Pole, coming from the north, they would actually detonate nuclear warheads in the atmosphere to take out the bomber formations. And since the missiles only had about a 100-mile range for the second generation, that means probably somewhere over Pennsylvania, nuclear warheads would have been going off. And they would have been launched by the U.S., not the Soviets. Granted, I don't think it's the location, it's the site itself is still in pretty good condition. I've been told it's one of the best sites on the East Coast. It's a double site, and for the most part, it's still intact. Now again, where the radars were, that's all been demolished, all the towers and the buildings and stuff here. But down here where the launch area is still pretty much intact, and it should be very interesting if we can open this up to the public. Again, we're close to Baltimore, D.C., Philadelphia. It'd be a very good tourist attraction. They were never used. There was two generations of missiles. First generation was the Ajax, which was a conventional warhead, and it only had a 25-mile range and about Mach 2.6. So they already knew they were deploying that. They already knew they needed a better missile, which would have been the Hercules. That one had about a 100-mile range, 90 to 100 miles. It had a much bigger payload, so they could actually use nuclear weapons. They were working on a third generation called Zeus, which would actually go against ICBMs, but they canceled that project. So, and they were never used here, like I said. They did all their testing down in Texas, and they did some launches like out of Florida because they could do it out over water. Here, they're two-stage missiles. If you launch it, that first stage has to fall somewhere, probably a farmer's field and maybe a farmer's house. And then the second stage has to land too, or blow up, and there's no good place to do that here. So they never launched from here. We've been restoring this for about 4 years now. I mean, thousands of volunteer hours, hundreds of volunteers have worked on this, thousands of dollars in donations. It's ready, in my opinion, to be open to the public, at least like once a month to show what do we have here. It's very historic. Again, it's a Cold War relic. It's 50 plus years out of commission. Still work to be done. There's some buildings that still need to be painted. Down inside the magazines, which I'm sure you're going to show some video of, there's still work to be done down there. But it's close to being ready to be open to the public. We just need to get this state our final blessing from them to say, yes, you can open it up, and then the plan is to, once a month during the summer months, open it up to the public.
Those interested in donating or volunteering to help restore the Nike missile site can contact Tom by sending an email to the address shown on screen. Thanks for watching another Patapsco short.